which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Salamanca City Central School District acknowledges the homeland of the Anandawakta, the people of the Great Hill, the Seneca people on whose ancestral and modern day land Salamanca School District now stands and whose water we enjoy. We stand with all Indigenous peoples in their resolve to remain connected to their land. While we cannot undo what has been done, it is the goal of the Salamanca City Central School District to recognize the history and make improvements that will benefit the next 7 generations of Indigenous students. Thank you.
Welcome, everyone. Do we have any changes to the agenda?
There are 2. In the personnel item, we fixed a couple typos and added a probation date. And for policy 1510, the regular board meetings and rules, for the second reading, we made a change on page 4, so that the quorum of the Board of Education is 4 members instead of the 5, which was initially printed.
We should also note that Tracy Piscini is excused absent tonight as she is on travel. So with that, I need a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Motion by Tad, second by Carrie, all in favor? Aye. Opposed, abstained, motion carried. Okay. Next, we have an executive session we need to go into for the purpose of personnel, and we'll probably be in there around 45 minutes to an hour, and then we will come back out and take action. So I need a motion to go into executive session.
Motion. Second.
Motion by Dale, second by Brad. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, motion carried.
All right, we will go library.
Yeah, we'll just leave it back to do it. I will mark it until you start. Okay. Yeah. Because that's next. Okay. We are reconvening at 6:51 p.m. Next, we have our public communications and our Title VI. So do we have anybody for public communication?
We have one person that does unsure at the present time. Have you decided to speak?
I'm not really sure it's a Title VI concern.
We're not on Title VI. We're just on public comment right now. Do you have a public comment other than Title VI? Okay, and then no one else is asked to.
Title VI. Do you have any updates?
Yeah, I've had a couple quick updates. I don't know if you can find the comments. Get a question.
Do you have any comments or questions on Title VI?
I'm not sure it's a Title VI question, actually. I was wondering how many homeschool liaisons do we have?
Should know the answer to that. 10. 10.
10 of them?
Correct.
I was talking to a acquaintance of mine 3 days ago now, and she used to work here in the spring. I think she left. I don't know what the reason was. I didn't ask. But she recently got a call from CPS regarding her son and his attendance. No homeschool liaison reached out to her. We have 10 of them. But CPS was called.
It's not really a topic for, we can't,
Yeah, we can't discuss.
unfortunately, we can't really talk about personnel or matters like that. I mean, if you'd like to contact me or the building principal, we can talk through that, but honestly, I have no information. If this was a dialogue, I know nothing about that. But you would likely talk with the building principal. They may or may not know either.
I find that interesting after working here as a homeschool coordinator for 20 years. First person I would go to is the principal and then the superintendent.
Right, so CPS requirement, you want me to talk about this? Sure. So all of our educators and administrators are mandated reporting.
Exactly.
So they are required to make a report that doesn't get cleared through administration, they don't have to notify the principal. They're obligated by their requirement of their licensure to make that call.
But it would seem like the homeschool coordinator would be your first line as a teacher or administrator to go to and see what reached out to these families.
Right, but that would not surpass the requirement by law of the employee to make a CPS call. So if you have a question about,
What is your requirement for your employees to make a CPS call?
we
regarding
don't
a
have one.
student?
We don't have a requirement. They're mandated reporters by New York State. So if they see an abuse, neglect in one form or another, they're required to notify CPS.
So
And
who at
that's
the
it.
school would make that call to CPS as far as attendance? For a student?
Any employee.
Any employee could make it if they feel that a student is not attending and they should be. If they feel that it's.
So what is your protocol for what do the homeschool liaisons do then?
They're supposed to build relationships with the families.
Exactly. And we have 10 of them and
Absolutely.
nobody did that.
I don't know, because I don't know what the incident is. We
Well, she
can't
told
really
me
talk
nobody
about
did it.
personnel.
She was not contacted by anybody all year.
I don't know who we're talking about.
Had a close
so-
relationship with the teacher.
Right, so my advice to you would be to have her contact the building principal or myself so that the issue could actually get resolved. This is not the forum to resolve an issue like that. If you have a
No, I'm
comment,
asking what the homeschool liaisons, what is their duties? What are they supposed to do? If it was her, I was thinking that nobody else is getting any contact from homeschool liaisons either.
right, so this is a public opportunity for comment. I'm hearing your comment and I will follow up with you afterwards. This isn't a dialogue opportunity, unfortunately. So I hear what you're saying. I will follow up with you tomorrow and we can have a conversation about what the duties are. They've presented at our board multiple times. And it's pretty clear as to what they do on a regular basis.
I guess it is.
Sure, can you provide a phone number for me to follow up with?
716-244. I'll give it to you later.
Okay, we got the first three.
I just get enough phone call, because of business and stuff, that's all.
No, of course, I understand.
I didn't mean in public to tell me the number. I just want you to tell me before you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we don't want the universe.
Yeah.
I just wanted to clarify too, just that I know that some of the liaisons were under Title VI a couple of years ago, so I don't know if that was sort of certification and stuff, but I don't actually have anything to do with any of like liaisons necessarily, or I know I think there's a supervisor of them at some point too, so I don't know if there was just some confusion with Title VI and liaisons necessarily, or we can always talk about that.
Way to separate yourself from that. Nice job.
So I just wanted to actually just do a couple quick updates.
Yeah, please.
I'll be quick. I really quick want to have Levi pull up. We've been working on the Title VI website on the school. Salamanca, and my so I was able to go to. It's really easy to maneuver as well. You can kind of see here. He's on the main page. I believe we've all kind of seen the main page here. And then we go to the Native American programs and curriculum, and then basically it's 2 clicks of that, and then we click And then, so there's the Title VI stuff right here. So there's three options there. So Title VI, if you click on this, is kind of a general insight, kind of shows where the year's worth of meetings and the next couple we're doing. It does show our parent committee as well. We had about 23 people show up last time, and which is from as far as I know, is much more than we've ever had. So some of those names are actually going to be changed out, you know, with our officers and things like that, come July as new elections are coming. Being that just some of our officers are a term, and they actually Title VI, the federal government abolished the treasury position in the IPC. So and then the secretary also gets on term for IPC. So we're going to actually be holding the elections come July. Other than that, the next page actually we can go to, it just kind of explains kind of where it'll keep you active. If you miss a meeting or something, it'll be slightly some of the agenda stuff, some of the last stuff we did, kind of shows you there the forum and kind of some details about our IPC here. Just little descriptions. On these, there hasn't been update to this website since like 2019, 20. So you know, 18, some of these pages 2018. So definitely revamped everything kind of in our terms that was presented in the public forum for Title VI for this coming year. And then I think just the last page was just kind of a description of the actual public hearing, which is actually, if you go to the district's page, you scroll down a bit, around May 3rd, at May 3rd actually was when we publicly put that on live as well. So that's a recording of me kind of going through the entire 20-some PowerPoint page of our budget spend down and how we plan on doing that with the IPC, which is again, the Indigenous Parent Committee. And everything goes through them really. I know I don't make the decisions for the school on what we do, trips, performances, all these things that are, you know, academically and culturally related. It all goes through IPC, and I just kind of work with them to, as well as, you know, and then at the top, Dr. Wheeler as well to we all work together. And with the NAC team and with the nation, and with the nation's education department, we have a board member that showed up. Tracy Tessini showed up. We had a lot of high level nation tribal representatives, director of the museum. There's a lot of people that really show a lot of interest. So it really excites me to see kind of where we're going to go with this year, being that we got a lot of momentum and a lot of movement. So that was just kind of the websites. Please refer to that. Reach out to me if you want to see something added or whatever. I really just finished this week. Again, it wasn't updated since 2018, some of these pages, so you can refer to those as well. As I made a Facebook page. It's not out yet. This was actually a request of the members of the committee. Was that they felt it'd be easier in this day and age to have a Title VI Facebook. That way we can all kind of interact, meaningful collaboration on there. I can kind of bother people more on there by sending them notifications and whatever, like that. So that'll be kind of rolling out in the next couple of weeks, hopefully before, a little bit before our next meeting, I'm hoping. I just want to kind of make it look good and pretty, and that way it doesn't just have to be the members that, necessarily I talk to or anything. An email about specific things or meeting times. It could be all as many hundreds of community members or family members or whatever, just kind of getting that input or insight as well. So I think that was a great idea by the IPC. Just moving down to our personnel for SYD, which is our Seneca Youth Dancer. We were actually super grateful and lucky to have this person hop on the team with us this year. So it's actually Hilton Johnny John. He was he is part of the Good Medicine creative team down at the museum. There's like 10 artists, former singers, dancers that go in our communities and represent the nation. Being that artist they are doing these things. Hilton was actually recognized by the Creatives We Built New York incentive program, or a program that pays out 300 total right now. Native American artists, performers, singers, these things. Across all of New York. So he's one of those 300 that was actually given this award for 2 years. So it's awesome to be able to lock him in as the district's, Seneca Youth Dancer Advisor. I think that's huge, and I think we'll go a long way with that. So I'm excited to see that as well. And he's really energized, and he's already sending me a bunch of things that he wants to do and how he wants to do those things. And again, with IPC, we kind of break down each one of these things that I'm saying. as much as we want, as long as we want, with as many questions as we want in these meetings. So we're actually still looking for a Seneca Youth Council advisor. Michelle Redeye was our Seneca Youth Council advisor last year. She was actually looking into doing more like an advisor of like a grade and stuff like that. So she doesn't think she'll be able to take it on quite as much this year. So she was gonna back down from that SYC position. So we actually still have that open. We were already internally, I believe a month ago or so. So if anybody that you guys know, or just someone that's, willing to be part of the Seneca Youth Council, please let me know. It is a paid stipend as well, bi-weekly pay, under Title VI program. So we're definitely looking forward to having that council member too, to help me and as well as Hilton kind of just create these amazing events. And I've already talked to Levi and Lloyd about a lot of things that we can integrate, just coming right back in September when all students come back. Let's go dance show. Let's do these things. Let's really integrate this as much as we can. So I'm really excited for SYD and SYC. Let's see. So I was going to talk a little bit about the IPC, but it's in the works a lot because I am fairly new again. So Title VI has been ran, for many years, and so I'm just kind of learning the ropes, and I'm not coming in to supplant or change anything in any type of way. I just want to be part of the team, so I'm really taking everything from as many people, as many members, even like Gary. I met with him even with some of these things as he was our previous chairman of IPC. And as well as the co-chair, Christian Reiler. I know he's going to be a board member as well, and he's very, very supportive of it, and so intrigued. And I just love the support from the staff of the school, even all of business office with Karen McGarrett. She's been such a help with me, dealing with the financial side of things, and G5 with the government type of account things, and Kristen Dudek as well with submission things, and Michela, and as well as liaisons helping me get to know the kids better, because I think that's what it starts, and that's where it's important. It's knowing what the kids need first. So kind of, again, we'll have elections in July. We have our IPC members. We have actually so many that, it's awesome. It's like our bylaws read that we need 16 members to have a full committee, and to see 25 and plus people texting me, say, sorry, I can't make it, things like that. To see that, it just makes me excited to know that we're on the right track, kind of starting off. And that's kind of Annabelle Toledo is our federal advisor for Title VI, and she's kind of nodding her head and saying this looks good right now. So that's all we need. So I'm just going to kind of keep things going that way. Just real quick, come October, we're going to be going to Albuquerque, New Mexico, to the NIEA. I believe the school is very familiar with this. A lot of people have actually went. It's an Indigenous Education Association. So under Title VI, we're going to be able, I believe, IPC, this was before me, has like 12,500, has been allocated for a group to go, including 2 students as well, which is the first time that we're going to be able to do that. As well as, the Title VI staff, a couple of liaisons, and people involved with, education, some of the NAC team. So that's coming up as well. And yeah, if you guys want to see something that, your kids, you want to see in the schools, a performer, a field trip or something like that, let the IPC know. Let me know. We'll work on it. We'll get it on the books. We take the agenda, we take minutes, we do all these things that, this is how it happens. It's a little slow of a process. I wish I could just say, let's go on a field trip tomorrow, but it really can't be like that. So we're going to start off right, in the way that Annabelle and everyone said, this is how you're going to do it. And I said, okay. So with that, though, finalized, I know the bylaws. So there's lots of bylaws here for our IPT committee. They were last amended in 2020 in February, and then September of 2021. Unfortunately, Annabelle Toledo also sent us a new bylaws. So we actually have to, we now, as of 5/24, when we were approved for 2023-2024 grant this year, we have 6 months exact to make sure we integrate and merge our old bylaws with our new bylaws. You can see here, obviously, this is the government template, and they have all these yellow marks are the marks that we can add, of course, are things that have already been created by IPC, things that we want to drag in and kind of merge these 2 bylaws to create one bylaw. And eventually, before that 6 months, is what we're gonna do, so we're not gonna let it get that close, so I told the IPC, maybe 2-3 months, we'll have this all done, we're gonna use smaller committees, to sit together, rewrite this thing, and then get it approved ultimately in a few months, by the IPC, and that hopefully will not have to be done for seniors and the amendments. Yes, so that's, I don't wanna do too much here, but yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the gist of right now. I can kind of keep you guys updated on, monthly basis at these meetings, or please try to, come to one of our IPC meetings. I've got pizza and wings, and we had a good old time, and we got things done. And I think that's the way we're supposed to do it. So I'm hoping I'm doing all right. It's nice.
It sounds like you're doing a lot.
So maybe I missed it, but did you get some good news about a week and a half ago?
So yeah, that's
a big one, right?
The biggest news is actually, we haven't even heard yet. Had to do a budget revision and a couple things with Annabelle last minute, quickly but diligently, to spend down a lot of extra money due to some of the gaps in the position, some things like that. But it's so we ended up having a chunk of money that were there, like, yeah, you better spend that down. Worked with Karen, worked with Musial, NAC team, Seneca teachers, a teacher from almost every liaisons, a lot of people, and very diligently we spent that down quickly and acceptably to the government. And then a week after that, they sent us our confirmation for 2023-2024 school year that we were awarded our grant award for this year. So come July 1, we can start spending down money, and our personnel is secure.
Terrific. And I think that's a credit to the relationships and the work you've done so far. So nice job.
Yes, great job. Does anybody have any questions for Aaron?
No.
Well, thank you very much for your presentation. Okay, we'll move on to central office message. Is Karen's.
Karen is in Alaska, and I believe Tiffany is in Italy. So we have many of our administrators who are taking a well-deserved vacation this week.
So, all right, then we'll move on to our board message. We'll start with Flip because he's in the MC.
Well, I just want to share with everyone, tonight is my last evening with the board. My term tenure is ended. And it's been a privilege and an honor to serve Salamanca, to serve our students and the school district. And when I came into this position, I brought sort of a formula that I've learned over my life. That formula comes from the Iroquois Great Law. And in it, we're taught that everything is based in relationship, and that we continue to work on and build. It's an idea of building a community, a strong neighborhood. And it all begins with a relationship. And I've experienced wonderful things in terms of that. The other part that it talks about is the idea of the holistic condition of our people, but also our organization. You can apply it to an individual, you can apply it to an organization. And it's essentially the attitude, the problem solving, the endurance, perseverance, and it's a character piece. And we introduced that way back when we started the East Mentoring program. And I've been working on this thing for basically a lifetime, but it seems to work. And also in there, it has a piece about the law, and that the law should create stability. And there has to be some cooperation. And then the last piece is the environment. And the environment has to be safe, has to be secure. And the whole thing that it creates, well, hopefully that it results in is trust. And this position here is one of a public trust. And so I'm leaving, but I hope that that has got through to the entire community, really, and the school, and our kids, and our parents, that we're trying to build, maintain a really participatory, community-based society. And that leaving, I would just hope that you would continue doing that. And I have to say that what I've seen and heard with these meetings and then working in and out of the school, there's a great sense of desire. And the teachers are here for those kids. This board is here for the kids. And I've seen a lot of really, really good things. A lot of. I can leave here tonight with a real deep sense of pride. That I just had a small role in that, but that's what we were trying to do. I'm a Seneca, and I'm really proud of that. And for the audience who don't know me, I will always present a Native perspective because that's my way. It's what I can talk. And the beauty of it is that the principles of our life ways apply to all cultures and all people. And if I were to tell you anything, that if we're going to continue, it's going to take a lot of love. I truly believe that. So I'm not going to get carried away and go on and on. That's my being. That's what I brought here. That's what I leave you with. And I only wish everyone relative to this whole thing, that relationship building continues. The great law says that when you take these elements that I described, you balance them and you align them. Is that there's a trust that develops in the processes of, in this case, the school. But it takes participation of everyone consistently. And that's what we work at. And in that, there's the education pieces and everything. But our world needs to get back to the idea of participation, being involved, working at that, getting more. So I leave with that, and I'm very honored to have done it, and to all of you that are here this evening. I can only hope that I contributed to it. So, and these people here have become my friends, and this board can be challenging, it can be fun, and we've seen a lot of great things happen. But like anything, you just keep working at it. Just keep working at it. But it's going to take the relationship of all of us to keep it strong. So we say, when no pen, and it's peaceful. Peaceful thoughts to all of you out there. And I thank you for the opportunity.
I know, yeah, you hate going after 4.
That's right. Thank everybody for coming out today. Thank Flip for participating. I will always miss your stories and perspective that you brought to the board. What I won't miss is trying to come up with things to say after you do that. But thanks for doing what a lot of people don't do. And I mean, you came out, you participated, and you got involved. And I think I've learned from you as anybody else on this board, and you'll be truly missed. Just a couple other things is just wanted to congratulate the class of 2023 again. Went to graduation the other day. It was a very nice ceremony. Good things there, and now we just get to focus on the year coming up and do it all over again. So the work never ends, and you just gotta stay diligent.
And Brett,
I also want to thank Flip for his service. I definitely enjoyed your perspective on everything. And I also want to remind everyone to sign up for the summer camps. I think they sent a link out yesterday. It's today, the text and Facebook. That's all I do.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I would also like to thank for his service on the board. We are gonna miss your wisdom, your perspectives on things, and we're gonna truly miss you. And I'm also glad that's the end of the school year because I'm in education myself. So this week here between now and the summer school is kind of a down week, but trying to gear things up, for summer. So that's all I have.
Gary?
You the man, Flip. That's it in a nutshell, you the man. Thank you. Yeah, graduation was pretty awesome the other night. Had a good time. It was a lot of hard work that went into it, and I think it turned out awesome. Oh, Chris ain't here.
Mexico.
Oh, all right.
We're all over.
Well, traveler.
Yeah, no, Chris did a good job as usual. He plays, I think, what is he technically, the master of ceremonies? Yeah, he does a good job. So it was a great graduation. Congratulations and thank you to all of our staff, made it through another year, got our kids through another year. Hopefully, we left them with some lasting memories and hopefully they retain a lot over the summer. You come back and get after it strong in the fall. Wow. Thank you to everybody. That's it.
I'd also like to thank Flip for all of our talks. We've had quite a few. I will stop by my office and we'll share different ideas and different perspectives, and I always value his input. And I look forward to you continuing to give me your input because I think it's very valuable. I think we found in the last board elections, it's hard to find people that want to volunteer for the board because of the pay, because there isn't. But we're all here to do what we can for the kids and for the community, and we always have their best interest. That's why we're up here. And even though you have a concern, we still want to hear it. And we might not be able to address it tonight, but we will address it. And that's what I want people to know, is that if there are concerns, please reach out to any one of us, because that's what we're here for. We want to hear the good and the bad, because unfortunately, we don't hear the bad, we can't change it and make it better. And that's what we always strive to do. We want to be a perfect district, and we know we're never going to be a perfect district, but we can only try. So I do thank you for your time and your service, because sometimes it is a thankless job. But at the end of the day, when you look at where we were to where we are going, we're making progress, and that's what I hope you feel proud about, is that you were part of that progress. So thank you. And graduation, of course, I love graduation, my favorite time, because I love to see the kids. I love the fact that our kids, if they're native, have their regalia, and we're unique. And I know there's other districts that have started to follow suit with us, but we were one of the first districts that I know that has done it. And we want our kids to express themselves and advocate for themselves in any way possible. Because I think that's what's important, that a lot of kids don't advocate for themselves, and that's what we really want. So it's always great to be a part of graduation. I love being part of graduation, and I thought it was awesome, even though we had to be indoors instead of at our beautiful arena. We would have had a dome.
We're working on it.
That's phase 5.
That's phase 5.
Oh, that's-
Yeah,
that's it.
so, again, we do appreciate everybody that is here tonight, and we always want to hear concerns, but we always want to hear the good too. So that's my spiel. And I'll turn it over to Dr. Beeler.
Just quick, thank you, Flip. I don't think I've had an encounter with you when I haven't learned something. And tonight didn't fail to do that again. And one of the last times we were together, you provided me with 4 books that I'm working my way through. So even if you're not at the next meeting, I'll still be learning from you. So I think in education, that really is sort of our focus. And I think it's important that if there's something we can do for one another, that teach one another something that we value and it's important, then I think we should take that. So thank you for your service as well as that. Just a quick thank you to all of our staff. Every time that we're together, I think it's important to recognize not just the same sort of staff over and over again, but a lot of those folks who make things happen behind the scenes. You'll see between our last meeting and this meeting, dozens and dozens of personnel changes that have come on board, and an awful lot of hiring has occurred. And I want to acknowledge our personnel staff. I would like to also acknowledge those who have never accepted willingly, Ms. Cook, for the great work that she does behind the scenes, keeping things going. And then we have the folks that are sitting here that are in front of our students every single day. So thank you. We wrapped up a good year. There were absolutely certain challenges coming back the first time since the pandemic to a full sort of normal year. And every one of us has had different challenges, whether it be just getting through the day with students who perhaps forgot how to act like students. But we managed to get through that together, and that was in large part due to the dedication of the staff and especially our teachers. So thank you very much. Again, graduation went exceptionally well. We wish our graduates the best moving forward. Mr. Long, I know that we had a playground build. I was over there today to take a look at that. It's coming along. I know we're holding on turf, which is a little bit behind scenes, but do we have a date when we think that'll be wrapped up?
Projected to be ready for the powwow.
All right, terrific. So an awful, terrific. And then we see out front here, a lot of construction that's happening. So we will continue to update staff that's coming to the Iroquois campus, especially those members that we have working with our summer camps and summer learning programs. As different entrances and exits are closed, know that our safety team is on top of that, making sure that we have appropriate egress and entrances, but we should have an entirely new look to the campus when everybody returns in September. And I wish everyone a wonderful time over the summer, and it's well deserved.
Okay, thank you. And with that, we're gonna move on to the consent agenda. So we need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Tab, second by Dale. Are there any questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed, abstained, motion carried. Item 7 under our old business, item A is policies, so we're going to be approving policy 3220, 3290, 1510, and 3220. There again.
Only good. Well, actually, so we have a renumbering that's occurring. The first 3220 is being deleted, and the second 3220 is replacing it with a different
I got you.
policy.
All right, then we need a motion to approve the policy deletions, revisions, and the new policies.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Dale, second by Brad. Are there any questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed, abstained, motion carried. Under new business, we have item A, which is our construction management, under construction. So we need a motion to accept the letter of intent and award the contract.
Motion.
Motion by Carrie,
Second.
second by Flip. Are there any questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed, abstained, motion carried. Next, we have items that we are declaring surplus, several instruments, some filing cabinets. So we need a motion to declare those items surplus.
Motion.
Who made that motion?
Right.
Brad. Motion by Brad, who seconded it?
Flip.
Flip. So we got a motion by Brad, second by Flip. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, motion carried. Item C is the abolishment and creation of some positions. So we need a motion to approve the abolishment and creation of positions.
Motion.
Motion by Dale,
Second.
second by Brad. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, motion carried. Item 9 is our personnel consent agenda. We have 9A, 9B, 9C. So we need under 9B a motion to approve all of the personnel in 9A, B, and C.
Motion.
Motion by Tad,
Second.
second by Dale. Are there any questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried. And item E is a confidential secretarial contract from July 1st, 2023 through June 30th of 2024. And for the position of confidential secretary. So we need a motion to approve the contract.
Okay.
Motion by Brad,
Second.
second by Dale. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried. And do we have any staff we would like to introduce?
Let's see, do we, high school? Seneca? I think so. I do see Mr. Milanowski, who will be taking, and Mrs. Oaks is also out on vacation. So I'd like to introduce you to our newest technology teacher, Brandon Milanowski. Familiar face. For the past, what, about 2 or 3 weeks, you've been helping out in the office?
Last 2 months.
Oh, 2 months, it's been that long already? Oh, my goodness. Yeah, all right, see, the time flies at the end of the year. So the past couple of months, I know there was an awful lot of pressure on you to forego the teaching career and stay helping out in the office. But I see that you have continued to pursue your actual dream and become a teacher. So congratulations, we're really looking forward to having you in the classroom. It's well deserved, and we're looking forward to working with you. Well done.
We always love to hire alumni, so well done. All right, anybody else?
I believe that's it. There are a lot of people that we have hired, but I don't see anyone either here or online, so we will welcome them to the Warrior family when we see them in person.
Okay. Item 10, we have our board information and reports, so there's quite a few different transfers. We had our policy readings, 5661, 3220, 1510, 3290. And then we have thank you cards.
We do. While I'm getting those, I do want to acknowledge Mrs. Long, who is, and this is one of those mixed feelings that people have when you have a great teacher who leaves a classroom working with kids, but now she'll have the opportunity to contact their teaching staff. So she is accepting the role as an instructional coach. So congratulations.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to just pass them off to you. All right, so we have several thank you cards, dear Board of Education. I want to thank you again for the many years of support and opportunities you've given me. I can honestly say that I loved coming to work. I want to thank you also for the beautiful cutting board, and I love to cook. So it will be put to good use. Thank you again from the bottom of my heart, and that is from Emma Beatty.
And then we have your thoughtfulness is a blessing. The things you do might seem like little things to you, but those little things have a way of making lives better and brighter. Thank you. And then we have thank you cards from Girls on the Run, your Board of Education. Thank you for your help and wish you a good day. And thank you from. Or that's on the, okay.
That's it.
Oh, I just, okay. I see, they put them all on the back. So this is the official card
In color.
in color. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. Next we have our upcoming events. Let's see, next is our reorg meeting is July 11th, right here at 5:30. Anybody is welcome to come. And again, we do like to hear from everyone. We do have an executive session for the purpose of personnel. And we will not be taking any action when we come out. So we need a motion to go into executive session.
Second.
By Ted, second by Carrie, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, motion carried. Thank you all for coming.
Yeah, thank you. Have a great summer. We don't see you again soon, but we just.